Hey guys, Bree here. Welcome to day 21 of OctoberFast. I apologize, I'm a little late on the upload today. It's actually the first time in about 5 or 6 years since I had a work obligation, so that's different, but I'm blessed either way. So today we were speaking about healing, and so when we think about healing, the world and, actually puts quite a bit of emphasis on healing with therapists and things like that. But I think that we widely underestimate healing because healing is the foundation for everything in your life. Healing in not only just through Christ, but healing just in our past traumas, healing in our mindsets, healing in our hearts, right? Because when we have open wounds in our hearts from past hurts and betrayals, we also have open wounds in our minds because we then approach every relationship, every friendship, every partnership through the lens of a part of us that's unhealed, right? And so it's so important to allow ourselves to heal so that way we don't contaminate whatever it is that the Lord is trying to bring into our lives. And I mention, quite often that we don't really realize what needs healing. You guys got to be a little bit quieter. We don't really realize what needs healing until we face, until we face that situation again. And that's why it's important to go to God about that healing, because He sees what is inside of us, like that we would never find. I've gone through so many instances where I've asked the Lord, like, Lord, why are you taking me through this? Because this is painful. I don't understand. But when it's all said and done, I have that understanding, like, my God, like, I didn't even know that that was in me. I didn't know that I had that wound. I didn't know that I would react that way. And it's because He sees something that you can't see. Whether that's, a lot of the times when we face, Babu, you got to be a little bit quieter. You guys got to go play with your toys. A lot of the time, they're dressing up in my clothes and my glasses and being mom and themselves. It's so funny. But so many times we are hurt, right? Say, for instance, we are hurt by a past love. We're hurt by that past love, and the only surface level hurt that we can really comprehend is what they've done to us, right? We understand that kind of hurt because that's something that is easily comprehensible. But the other side of that hurt we don't get is when we are offended by others simply based on something that past love did, right? We don't get that we become so prideful over our accomplishments and the things that we put our blood, sweat, and tears into, not because, the other people are trying to put us down about it, but because we're trying to overcompensate, all due to that hurt. Perhaps that other person didn't believe we could do X, Y, Z. And in leaving and doing whatever they've done, we only think about the surface level stuff. So we don't realize that we react the way that we do sometimes because of how we've been hurt in the past. And it doesn't really come up that way. Overcompensating, being super prideful, having a large ego, a lot of the time it stems from hurt that we can't pinpoint because somebody somewhere in our past made us feel as if we needed to overcompensate that much, right? And so whenever I even catch myself trying to overly prove that I'm able to do something, or even a little bit, right? So there's some, like, you can prove, like, say, hey, I know how to do this, and then you go on to do that. But when I find myself doing any more than that, like if I say I can do it, I can do it, and I find myself trying to prove to this person, trying to show this person, it's coming from a place that's unhealed. Because when you're healed, you have no need to prove anything. You have no need to show off like what people think you can't do. You're just going to do it. And if they don't think you can't do it, they don't think you can do it, then they don't think you can do it, right? You're not for me. And so this is a part of healing I think a lot of us kind of miss, because it's not something that's actively thought of. Even when I think about my past hurts and betrayals, I remember what they did, but I don't think that they are still affecting how I approach and how I handle things, right? And so go to God, let him dig deep, let him dig up all the, once I was going to Walmart and he kept pointing out a garden to me, and I didn't know what he was trying to say, but he later revealed to me that he was gardening in me, right? He was pulling up all the weeds, even the ones that hadn't sprouted out yet. He was digging up all the bad seeds, all the weeds that no longer they didn't serve me, right? They were taking over the beautiful plants. They were taking over space that I needed for beautiful things to bloom. So let the Lord garden you and let him dig deep and show you the parts of you that you can't possibly see. Let him heal the parts of you so that way you are able to properly approach that new love, that new friendship, that new opportunity, that new blessing, that new breakthrough, right? And, it's just going to be fertile ground and a solid foundation for what he wants you to build. So I know that this was kind of all over the place with the kids. I apologize that I'm late. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow on day 22 of OctoberFast.